So I actually was very fortunate, and I say very, very fortunate, where I was in the position where a property got presented to me to buy. So I had hired a buyer's agent, and they'd shown, like, I just had a really good win on a property with this buyer's agent. And then the second property they presented, like, we were really happy. So we got a really good result on property number 1. We said, let's go again. And then they're like, all right, property number 2 came up. They found a ripper property. A really, really good property, and I want to describe this. This was a property someone had bought, and then basically they were an older person, let's say, and they'd subdivided the block and built a house on it. So it's they call it a splitter. So there's an original old house, and then in the backyard they'd actually built another full house. And I don't mean like a granny flat. I mean like a 4-bedroom house. Yep. So the plan was for this person is that as they're getting older, they're going to rent out the other one to provide income. So they had the place paid off. Now, unfortunately, this person either didn't want to live there anymore, or they got into, I think it was medical condition where they couldn't live there anymore, and they didn't actually complete the process. So they built the house but hadn't finished all the like splitting of titles, all the things that come into where the value was created. And for anyone that doesn't know, is like if you build another, let's say you build a granny flat on, but you can't just sell the granny flat, right? It's like one property, one title. Yep. But when you do this type of like subdivision splitter, you're now turning like one asset into 2, and there's an immense value in what you can do with that, which we may cover in another episode. Now, to make matters worse, I won't share the location of this just because it's not my information to share, but so there's a significant opportunity on the upside of the property, and I also know there's a government infrastructure thing about to start here. So my buyer's agent's like, dude, he's like, they don't know what's coming. He's like, literally, there's about to be thousands of new jobs in this area, high-paying jobs. There is not enough property to house all the people that are going to work in these jobs. You're going to acquire an undervalued asset into what's going to be a very strong ride. And I'm listening to this, and like, again, we love a good story, don't we, Grant?
Love a good story.
Yeah, so I'm like sitting there and this deal's coming across, and I'm like, oh, you know, and I got fearful. And we said no. I was looking at the business environment, and there were things going on in business that were making me feel uncomfortable at this time. So I was looking at this going, if I take this amount of money out of this bank account and put it into the deposit of this property, and there was also some works to do to complete the subdivision.
Of course.
That I'm going to be actually well below my comfortable level, and that I'm going to miss out. Like if things keep getting worse here, like, or something doesn't go well, is like this could actually take us down.
Yep.
Now, completely unjustified. Just to be really clear on that, like buffers so high, it was like, I'm talking like Charley buffer. And if you haven't listened to that previous episode about buffer, you will know that I am.
Charley buffers are crazy.
I'm a conservative guy, but I'd really built up this narrative that if I put, I think it was like a couple of $100,000 into this house, that it's like I was going to be like, I won't sleep at night. Because, you know, business could all just end. And like, do you ever have that fear, even though that it's completely unjustified, but do you ever have that fear that it's like, this could all just crash?
Definitely.
That's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I lost my confidence, Grant. And I was, so I pulled out of that deal, and I was sitting there, and then, do you know what happened? Business turned around in the next week. Things are good, making more money than ever. And the deal was gone.
No. So you knew it was a good deal at the time. You were just looking at the other, like what was going on in the business, and just going, you know what, risk mitigation. I need to protect my business at right now, because that'll earn me money, and then I can go and look after other opportunities, and this opportunity similar to this might pop up again.
Okay, so I'll paint the picture is that so just bought an investment property. Okay, had a really good result on that, but did definitely notice less money in my bank account because we put money into the deposit. Okay, and that was new for me, and I got the house revalued, and it's like, wow, we're doing really well here, but I didn't have the experience in dealing with that emotion. Then when we got to the second one, right, what I was like very aware of now is like I was just having a tough month in business. We were having a great year, but that one little moment in time where that month was hard, I extrapolated that and said, well, this is what it's going to be like forever.
Yep.
Like I let that 1 month rock me.
or prepare as if it's going to be like that forever.
Yeah, and the reality is like, we all have ups and downs across the year. The danger is thinking that whatever moment you're in is going to be permanent. Like even in the good months, like we've just had a really good month. And I look at this and go, you've really got to balance yourself a little bit here. Don't get stupid and thinking every month's going to be like this and then becoming wasteful or like overspending because you think this is always going to stay that way. So I try to zoom out is what I call it.
So after that situation has happened, because I know that you've done a lot of investing probably since that scenario has happened. Have you seen a similar situation to that where you're like, cool, the business is down in comparison to previous months. This month, the buffers are good enough, and then an opportunity is being shot across your desk and you're like, no? Or have you learned from it and gone, no, I'm going to back myself and I'm going to go into this one? Or have you just not seen the situation happen again?
That's a great question. I love this question because there was a lot I took from this that I bring into place is like, I realized that the way I was going about property investing at that point was just more accumulation. Like there wasn't a really good, I was like, I don't know where I need to end up with the net worth and goals, but I know where I am today isn't enough. So let's just get more, right? So no clarity around having an actual plan or knowing what a good result looks like for me. So we developed a plan. The second thing is like, I like rules, because I think rules protect me from me. So I looked at that and said, well, okay, if the bank account's here, we're good. If the LVR's on the portfolio are here, we're good. If the cash flow is here, we're good. And like I developed a set of things that would remove as many emotional decisions as could be from there. And I think we may have done a previous episode to cover that more in depth. But I think anytime you can bring like a clear goal so that you can decide if an investment either gets you closer towards that goal or doesn't, or if you're taking on obscene risk or not taking on obscene risk, I think it can make a really good difference. Because otherwise I just get excited by every story, like every mining town and government infrastructure process. I'm like, buy!
It's got Charley's money sitting in it. It's propping up the economy. Yeah,
like I know it's funny. People will often tell me that I'm a really like balanced guy at times. And like, I often like, I think and under the surface here, like a good story, I think I'm worse than anyone. I just think I've got better at dealing with it.
Great takeaways.
Actually, did I not send you an apartment block last week? I'm like, we should buy this and renovate it. And then I was like, oh, this actually makes no sense. It doesn't help either of us.
And I'm sitting there going, dude, we could totally do this. And I'm just like, I still remember us talking about other properties as well. And you're like, why are you so bullish on this? What am I missing? Well,
anyway, the one other thing I'd come back to, and I think many business owners will be able to relate to, is like, do you remember when you hired your first staff member or team member?
Yes, I do.
And like, you don't know how to be comfortable with it, and you're watching the money you pay them, and you're like, should I hire another one? Is this going to work out? That's how I felt with property, right? I hadn't like where if you go to today, it's like, Grant, if we hire another employee, it's like, I value them as people. This comment will come out horribly, but it's like, I just don't have that emotional reaction. I'm like, cool, let's add another person. Like, it's just like, it's another person. We need more team. Like, it's just, it's normalized the experience of having team, where in this world, it was like, okay, I'm now normalized to the idea of what it is to own property and the responsibilities. Like, I'm not as concerned about my deposit being locked and what if I need to sell it? And all those things that
or like it needs to look like something that I want to live in. It needs to be in a location that I would love to live in, and all those kind of things. You just detach yourself until it's just another one. It's like a notch on a belt. It's just another one that's there. Happy days. We'll continue moving forwards.
All right. I did also check the value of this property though.
Don't do it. Oh, you did.
I did. I was looking at it from here. So like there was easy, I'm going to talk easy, $500,000 of profit.
I can't believe
in that.
That's the second I make a decision, I try not to look back unless I have to think about it. Like that's pain.
Hey, fellow business owner, if this topic and value-packed short video has resonated with you at all, and you want to dive deeper into being a full stack business owner, check out the full episode by clicking the link on your screen or in the description right now.